Welcome back to the Ross Bolin podcast presented by Bolin Media. I am Ross Bolin here with producer Kade Orris. Kade, say hello.
Hello.
So how late did you stay up last night watching the Bear, Kade?
I want to say 1:30.
That's not too bad for you.
No, I think I started around 8:30, and I got through the first 3 episodes because I figured that was going to be what you're going to cover next week.
Yeah.
But then it was just so good, and I just wanted to keep watching. And then I got to episode 7. I was like, I'll do one more.
7?
Yeah, it was like 12:30. I'm like, I'll do one more.
But 7 is the one that's an hour and 19 minutes long.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So season 4 dropped, if you're not a Bear fan and you're not paying attention, dropped yesterday evening. They released it all at once. It's 10 episodes. So the first thing I looked at when I hopped on the app was the run times, because I'm planning, for our oysters, clams, and cockles coverage, like how much of this, like how many episodes are we going to do per podcast? Because unlike a lot of the shows we cover on OCC, with the Bear, because so many of the episodes are 30 minutes, some of them there's not that much to talk about and discuss, so we typically do multiple episodes per podcast. We're going to do 3 next week, for example, episodes 1 through 3. And all the run times are fairly standard, 36 minutes, 33 minutes, 29 minutes. But then you get to episode 7, it was an hour and 19 minutes. And I almost thought it was like a typo. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. More than double any other episode of the season.
Right, yeah. But they always do that, like, one really long episode each season.
But not that long.
No, I feel like Fish's was, like, at least, like, 50 minutes. I don't know what...
Yeah, but it's still sub 1 hour. Oh, it was an hour and 6 minutes. Fish's was.
Okay. And I think they did another like hour-long episode in season 2. Or no, season 2 was Fish's. I don't think they did in season 1. In season 3, I don't know what they did. But
Forks was only 35 minutes.
Yeah.
One of the other famous episodes. Well, anyway.
Yes, I'm almost done with it.
You only got 3 left.
Yeah.
And the season finale is only like 30
it's
minutes
pretty
and
short.
change.
Yeah.
So I know you can't say anything about it. We're not going to do any spoilers.
Yeah.
But like episode 7, why is it so long? Is it just more like what the fuck is going on there? Is there any reasoning you can give without spoiling anything for why it's an hour and 19 minutes long?
That's
like almost children's movie length.
Yeah. God, I don't think it counts. It's a wedding episode.
Okay, there you go. Some context.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's all I'll say about that.
So I watched the first one.
Yeah.
The Bear episode 1. And it's not that it wasn't good. It was fine. It just, all I'll say is season 3 created some negativity around the Bear.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of complaining. The online toxicity grabbed hold of it and wouldn't let go.
Right.
And so when I finished episode 1 last night, I just kind of sighed. I was like, because I know people who went into this season carrying the negativity of season 3 were not going to be happy with episode 1.
Yeah.
And surprise, they aren't.
Yeah.
I bet, and it's kind of, I'm going to discuss this on Oysters, Clams, and Cockles Patreon some this week, so I'm not going to get too deep into it, but from a strategic standpoint, it was a little weird to me not to come out with more of a bang. It basically gives you like the setup for an overarching premise of the season. That's what episode 1 does.
Right.
And I will be able to discuss that one on OCC in 5 minutes, maybe 10.
Yeah.
Like there's not a whole hell of a lot that happens. And that was people's general complaint with season 3, is that it didn't move the plot forward very much, So but for the record, I loved season 3. I don't think it was as good as season 2.
No.
But season 1 wasn't as good as season 2 either. Season 3 was probably the 3rd best season so far. But you sound like you've got positive feelings about the 7 episodes you've seen so far.
It's made me tear up twice already. One was happy tears. I will say that. It was feel good tears.
Those are the best tears.
Yeah. And then the other were not great tears. More sad vibes, but you're going to get some sad vibes in the Bear.
Yeah.
A lot of sad vibes.
Yeah.
But I would say it is more positive
this season
than in the past.
More uplifting.
More uplifting. Yeah.
They need that.
They really do.
I can't take any more of a beating from that show, man.
It's still a beating, but it's And there's still some fun to be had.
And I guess you're not all the way done, so
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe the last 3 episodes.
it's gonna crush your soul.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anyway, Covering the Bear season 4 over on Oysters, Clams, and Cockles, starting next week with episodes 1 through 3. If you want to follow along with us, as I mentioned on this week's ad-free Patreon exclusive episode, available now on Patreon.com/Ross Bolin Podcast. I've been having some absolutely insane dreams lately. Been on a tea break for over 2 weeks now, trying to get back to having a super low tolerance, as those of you who are cannabis consumers know. If you use it too regularly and then you stop, you have crazy dreams. And last week, I was also sick, so I was taking NyQuil. And
I'll give you some crazy ones,
dreams
too.
got even weirder. And I think I mentioned this one on Patreon this week, but I had one dream last week. I'm bringing this up because I had another one last night, which I will
had
get
a couple last night, too, or like this morning.
Multiples?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've been having multiples.
That's even better.
Yeah.
But last week, the dream I had was that RFK Jr. and I...
What a hot start.
I don't know why. Went to dinner with our wives, and it was one of those, like, it was very detailed, very long. It felt very real. But, like, the minutia of it, the little things, I don't remember a whole lot about. It was just the overall, like, so my point is the dinner went on for a while.
Yeah. I feel that's what most dreams are. Like, you remember, like, the really big parts and like all the small details, like
it's just blurry.
Yeah, you just completely forget about.
So we go to dinner, and then afterward, RFK and I put our wives to bed in a shared hotel room with 2 beds. So like his wife was in one bed, my wife was in the other bed, and then RFK insisted that he and I go out.
Oh boy. I don't tell with RFK
and this
Jr.
This is where it got really weird, because first of all, it was a futuristic setting. Like we were in a flying car.
Okay.
Like Jetsons style. And the first thing we did, or I should say he, because I don't want to take any of the blame for what occurs here. RFK picked up 2 prostitutes. Okay?
Okay.
And took us to a political party. And in the dream, this was very awkward for me. I was like, what the hell is happening? What are we doing? Why are these 2 women here? Why is our car flying? Like, you know how you're like kind of aware you're dreaming, but like you're along for the ride.
You don't really have control over it.
Well, not of the other characters anyway. And so we go to this like political party at a hotel that's like almost Great Gatsby style. It's just chaos and packed to the gills. Hundreds and hundreds of people. And it turns out the RFK Jr. in my dream, not unlike the RFK Jr. of real life in the past, has a very serious drug problem. Okay, RFK famously, I think he was a heroin addict.
Oh yeah, he said he did heroin and he got like better at school or something, right?
Yeah, he's sober now, I believe, but I don't know a whole lot about RFK Jr. Honestly, that's why I'm so like I'm not like an RFK guy. I don't really know why the hell
he is a bit of an enigma.
Yeah, I don't know why the NyQuil decided that's who I needed to party with.
It was like talking in like his voice.
Yeah, the raspy, gravelly, weird voice. He was very like aggressive. So like he went and bought drugs at this party, and he was trying to get me to take them.
Did you know what they were? It
was pills.
Okay.
I don't know what pills. It was non-specific future drugs.
But pills are good.
And the pills are good. Pills are good. Non-specific future drugs in a Jetsons-like setting at a political party in a hotel that was packed after we put our wives to sleep after having dinner, and he picked up 2 prostitutes. So it was it was insane. But at this point in the dream, I was real anxious about everything that was going on. Like, why am I here? It was like a black tie party, too. We were all decked out to the nines and tuxes and shit, which was kind of tight. But when he offered me the drugs, I declined. And he like called me a pussy and tried to RFK tried to peer pressure me into taking these drugs with him. And then long story short, he was so disappointed that I wouldn't get high with him that he ended up drugging me. He slipped one in my drink.
So you saw him slip it in your drink?
No, I didn't see him slip it in my drink. I continued drinking the drink. I guess in this dream I wasn't sober because I was having like a martini.
Yeah.
And I was drinking the drink and I started to get really woozy and fucked up and like became aware that something had clearly gone wrong. And then he just straight up came over and put his arm around me and like told me, "Gotcha, bitch."
Gotcha,
like
bitch.
he drugged me and put me in a very precarious situation that could have ruined my dream marriage.
Damn,
you know?
you were drunk and on drugs. I don't even know like how you could like feel like, because it sounded like you felt like it like in the dream, but like I don't like, that's such a weird concept to me. Like
it's so strange. Yeah, it's like your brain taps into past memories, because no doubt at different points I've drank and done drugs.
Yeah,
and particularly in college, and so your brain like knows what that felt like. And then it like puts it into play. It's crazy. Dreams are crazy. That's why we're talking about them, because it's fucking wildly entertaining and so strange. And the only rest of the dream I remember is like stumbling around this party, wasted, like tie loosened up, barely can keep my footing. And then at some point I woke up.
Yeah, you're shouting Kung Fu Panda as a top 5 movie of all time.
Yeah, probably. It was it was nuts. And I woke up and I was just immediately like, what? Because
I feel like that's a reaction to most dreams when you wake up. It's like, what the fuck was...
Yeah, but sometimes you can read into them and it's like, okay, well, maybe this inspired this and this was there because of this. Sometimes you can track shit from your real life that pops up into dreams, or sometimes you have like the classic dreams, like being like butt-ass naked in a classroom at school or something, or like your teeth like falling out.
Yeah, anxiety dreams.
Yeah, the anxiety dreams. And this wasn't that. This was a NyQuil dream. and it was bonkers. So then last night, I'm free and clear of this cold. I'm not on NyQuil. I'm not on weed. I'm on nothing. I'm just a sober guy going to bed. And I had a dream that I was in Bruges. It's in Belgium.
Oh, not the movie In Bruges.
Well, it ties into that.
Okay.
But I was in Bruges, in Belgium, walking through a crowded plaza, which in Bruges is one of my favorite movies. I have not watched it in many, many, many months. So it's not like I watched it recently and that's why this got plugged in. Again, with this dream as well, I struggle to find the reasoning. I really don't know what this was about. So I'm walking through a crowded plaza that resembles the plaza with like the clock tower in the movie In Bruges, which plays a central setting of the film. And I'm walking along, and again, very crowded, lots of people, and I see this big figure walking towards me, and I realize, holy shit, it's Brendan Gleeson, who is one of the two main characters in the film In Bruges, alongside Colin Farrell. I love Brendan Gleeson. He's in a ton of stuff. Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
He's Mad-Eye Moody in Harry Potter.
Braveheart.
Oh yeah, great character in Braveheart. He's in 28 Days Later.
Yep. And,
which I actually fired up a few days ago for the first time in about 20 years, because the new one is out 28 years later.
How's it?
How did it hold up?
Well, not how did it hold up, but like, is it still?
It didn't hit the same.
Okay.
It didn't hit the same. It was made very low budget.
Right.
It was like a shocking surprise success.
Like $50,000 maybe, I think I saw. But
yeah, something crazy like that. Like they didn't even have the budget. Just a cool aside here, they didn't even have the budget to shut down London.
Yeah.
To get the scenes where Cillian Murphy is walking through a deserted London.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
so they just had to film those at dawn.
Yeah.
Like before anyone was awake, and have people like a half mile away trying to like tell traffic, like, hold on, we're almost done.
Yeah.
Like we're almost done with this scene. They couldn't even afford the permits. Anyway, also Banshees of Inisherin very recently was a big Brendan Gleeson movie. So I see Brendan Gleeson walking towards me in this dream. And we're literally, both of us are on foot. We're walking towards each other. So he's getting closer and closer and closer. And I'm like, holy shit, what do I do? It's Brendan Gleeson. Like, I want to say hi, but you know how it is with celebrities. Like, you're not really supposed to interrupt their day to day. And for some reason, I'm in fucking Europe. I've never been to Europe. I have no experience in Europe in real life at all. And I see him like, there's tables in this plaza. Mm-hmm. People are seated at these tables. And he walks right by one of them where this little old lady who had to be in at least her 80s is seated. And she like reaches up, she stays seated, and she reaches up and shakes Brendan Gleeson's hand. And I'm like, okay, like,
he's open to like
he's open
talking to
yeah. I
fans.
thought she was like a fan or someone who recognized him, and I was like, I'm gonna go in for the handshake. I'm gonna do this, and I'm right there. So I get within 2 feet of him, and I said, "Good day, Mr. Gleason," because I was trying to sound like European. I guess that's not a way I greet people. And I extended my hand for a shake, like the little old lady got. And Brendan Gleeson looked me dead in the eyes and replied, "Is it?"
Honestly, that sounds like something you would say.
And his facial expression told me to fuck off. And then he sat down at the table next to the little old lady, who I guess was like family or an acquaintance of his or something, wasn't a stranger, clearly. And then I woke up.
Damn.
So the whole dream was just me getting shut down by Brendan Gleeson in a 10-minute scene. This one was very short compared to the RFK one that was very, very long.
Yeah, where you're going out to dinner, you're getting prostitutes, going to a party, getting drunk. Yeah, a lot happened in that one. Then
just me getting rejected by Brendan Gleeson for a handshake. And it was heartbreaking. And again, I woke up and was like, what? Why? Why couldn't I have had the dream be that me and Brendan Gleeson got to be boys instead of me and RFK Jr. being boys, who I have no desire to be boys with? What the fuck? It was so strange, man. And I don't know what, again, this is another one where I don't know what the takeaway is yet. But I do have therapy later today, so maybe I'll talk through these.
Yeah,
see if I can find some
get
meaning.
to the bottom of them, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you said you've had some weird ones too?
Yeah.
You had 2 last night?
Yeah, but I don't really remember. Like, one was a football dream. I always have football dreams for whatever reason, and they're mostly like anxiety-inducing. But this one really wasn't. And it's just weird. It was like some 3-on-3 like football thing.
Was it like high school?
Yeah, it was like with high school people. So it was like when I was a senior in high school, and we were playing against like some of the sophomores, and it's just like weird because then I had another dream like this morning. I went back to sleep. I had a dream with like a bunch of people from college, like in my fraternity, that I haven't seen or talked to in years. So it's just weird that like these random people from your past will just like randomly like just come
populate in your dreams.
Yeah, I'm just like, holy shit, I haven't seen you in years, and I still haven't seen them in years. They just showed up in my dream. That makes me wonder if I've shown up in like
100%
other people's dreams.
100%, which is so strange to think about too.
Yeah,
because you got no control over what the you does in someone else's dream. You could be a terrible asshole.
I could be like
be a murderer
and
or
like basically telling you to fuck off. I don't want to talk to you.
I think the like for high school and collegiate athletes, I think dreams that take you back to that setting are really common. Because I used to have high school baseball dreams, and it was a version of anxiety dreams. Because it was always, frankly, high school baseball gave me a lot of anxiety.
Oh yeah,
like I was super anxious, and our coaches were just, I should say our main coach, that like varsity head coach, was a total psycho, Vietnam War veteran, couldn't be a more stereotypical American high school sports coach, borderline abusive, Like
Yep.
I've told this story, but I specifically remember I had a teammate who was a hefty fella. Who, when we were running triangles, which is when you run from home plate to the right field foul pole to the left field foul pole back to home plate, and you just do them indefinitely. There was no like,
you're not like, hey, we're gonna do
10
3
laps.
of these.
It was just you keep going until I tell you to stop.
Yeah.
And this dude fucking just straight up collapsed between third base and home plate during one of the triangles, face first in the dirt, man down. And we went to go pick him up, and he was like, get away from him, leave him, he has to get up himself. And then he came over and sprayed him with a hose.
Oh my God.
And this is not a dream, this was real life. This shit happened. The point is, I had a lot of anxiety in high school baseball for reasons like that. And so I would have these dreams that I was back in high school baseball, and I was like pitching on the mound mid-game and like couldn't throw a strike. Just like walked batter after batter after batter after batter. Clearly there's like a fear of failure thing tied in here in this dream. This is what I mean when like you can track some of this shit, right?
Yeah.
But dude, I had them like once a month for years when I first got out of college. I kept having these high school baseball dreams, and I was still dealing with a lot of anxiety in everyday life at this point and having a lot of panic attacks pretty regularly. And it fucking sucked. It got to the point where I like dreaded going to sleep because I was like, I'm going to have one of those goddamn baseball dreams.
Yeah, that's like football is always like like dropping passes or like I couldn't run. I was so slow. Like I feel like that's a common thing in dreams. Like you're super slow, or like if I was like ever in a fight, like I would like be punching like someone in the face and like it would just fucking barely do anything to it. I'm like putting it all into it and like it's just
it's
doing
weird. It's
nothing.
like an effort thing.
Yeah.
Like no matter how hard you try, you can't get it done type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah, really, really weird, and it's a very common thing I'm noticing.
Are people having like the good versions of these? Like, is anybody having a dream where they're back in high school baseball and they're just crushing it, just striking everyone out, hitting home runs, getting into fights, knocking people out cold, walking away victorious?
Yeah, getting like carried on people's shoulders as you hit like a game winner or some shit. Yeah,
because I'd like to have those instead.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Or it's like if you have a sex dream, like. You wake up right before you get to the good part. I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
Bit nice.
Dude, waking up from sex dreams always so defeating.
Yeah. And then you try to go back to sleep and it just doesn't.
Have you ever pulled it off?
No.
I've pulled it off.
Yeah?
I've pulled it off. I've woken up and been like, oh, hell no. I'm going back to sleep. No, this needs to continue.
Yeah.
And gotten myself to fall back asleep and jumped back to the spot that I was at.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. What are the dreams called that people say you can control? Lucid dreams?
Yeah.
Shout out to Juice WRLD.
Yeah, famous song.
I've never had one of those.
No.
Have you ever had a sleep paralysis dream?
Oh, where like I've woken up and like I couldn't move. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of. It's not very often, but like I have had a couple of like, and like I don't think I could talk either.
No, you can't. You can't scream. You can't move. You're sleep paralyzed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have a sleep paralysis demon?
I think one time I did.
You'd know.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I had one. This is one time, and it was either early high school or late middle school, and I still remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Because it fucking traumatized me, dude.
Dude, yeah.
I woke up. I mean, and again, it's confusing because I don't know if I was actually awake or if it was in the dream. Like Inception style, a dream within a dream type thing.
Yeah.
Because I woke up, couldn't move, was trying to yell, and all I could get out was like, help, help. You know what I mean? Like I had no vocalization. Mm-hmm. And the door to my bedroom swung open real slow.
Oh my God.
In this creepy, like almost like the Ring girl from the Ring. You haven't seen the Ring, huh?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
What the fuck is her name? I'm going to have to look it up because it's going to drive me nuts. Samara.
Okay.
It was like Samara style.
Yeah, or
so like
long hair.
old, weird white nightgowns.
Yeah.
But instead of being a young girl like Samara, it was like an elderly woman.
Oh, God.
Like a grandma. But with the hair down like so you couldn't see a lot of her face. Mm-hmm. And she was just slowly walking toward my bed while I'm lying there and can't move and can't scream. And I'm just going, help. Oh, my God. Help. And I don't even remember anything. Like, that's all I've got.
Yeah.
But the next day,
how do you
when I like remembered this, it stuck with me forever. Like it's been probably 25 years, and I still remember that shit.
How do you even like get out of? Because like clearly,
I don't know.
Do you just like close your eyes and like I don't
know. I don't even think I could close my eyes. I think I was like stuck.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I was going through puberty at that point, and the hormones were just like running wild.
Place,
that shit's powerful, you know. Mm-hmm. So anyway, sleep tight, everybody. If you're listening to this before bed, I'm really, really sorry. Oddly, I've also been listening to a lot of Blink-182 lately.
Okay.
Specifically their album Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, which came out in 2001, since we're doing throwback talk today. Been in a weird phase here the last couple weeks, Kade. I think I was in 8th grade when this album came out. And actually, as an aside, I mentioned this in one of my group chats, and my buddy Brandon, our de facto lawyer here at Bolin Media, he pointed out to me that Take Off Your Pants and Jacket is a double entendre.
Yeah.
Did everybody know that except me?
I mean, this is
I had never.
Granted, I don't know like Blink-182 albums. I just know their songs.
Yeah.
So this is news to me, but I do see it now. Yeah.
It's a masturbation joke. Mm-hmm. Take off your pants and jack it.
Yeah.
Like jack your dong.
Jacket as like something
you wear.
Yeah.
It means both. Mm-hmm. Like a Jay-Z line.
Yeah. What about the enema of the state? What is?
Is Enema of the State the one with the porn star on the front?
Yeah, the sexy nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
She was a porn star,
Okay.
though. That I'm pretty sure that they got dressed up as a sexy nurse for that. I had that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
That one came out in 1999, so I was definitely in middle school for that.
Yeah.
But I listened to, for whatever reason, I can't remember how this came up, but I heard a track from Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, and I was like, damn, Blink-182. I haven't listened to this in decades. I'm going to go check this album out. And I put it on during a workout, and I was just like, this fucking thing crushes.
Yeah, it goes very hard.
I think it's probably one of the first albums that I really listened to over and over and over and over and over and over, like front to back, until like I got to the point where it got old. And I was like, you know how you listen to a song too much?
And like you don't want to hear it for a while. Or it's
You need
just
a break.
so overplayed.
Yeah.
Just
that
like
happens
how-
a lot too with
Yeah.
radio and at bars and clubs
Yeah.
and shit. You hear the same fucking song over and over and it loses its luster as a
Yeah.
result. So listening to this Blink-182 album has been bizarre because I get like deja vu almost. Like makes me feel like a bad boy again.
Yeah.
Like my parents are about to get divorced again. Like I'm frustrated because I don't know how to talk to girls again. It just perfectly captures like that early teenage angst, you know? And it's Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, fucking classic. So many jams, so incredibly white.
Oh yeah.
Just white angst.
I will say, I think black people do fuck with like Blink-182, like a lot of that like 2000s like angst.
That's true because I'll see black Twitter complain about
Where
how white boys don't bring it anymore like we
Yeah.
used to. You know, one of the examples they use a lot is that Alien Ant Farm Michael Jackson cover.
Smooth Criminal, yeah.
Smooth Criminal.
Yeah.
They're like, why don't white boys bring it like this anymore? And I'm like, I don't know.
I don't, dude.
Fuck happened to us?
I've been wondering that same question. Like, yeah, why aren't we forming like rock bands anymore?
Where's the punk rock
yeah.
fucking
It's
whites
just not
at?
like super mainstream, so I feel like it's tougher to break through.
And they're probably out there. And if you're
Yeah.
listening right now and you're like, punk rock is still alive, we
Yeah.
mean that like it doesn't surface at the mainstream level. There's no like, it's not entering the zeitgeist anymore.
Yeah, but like being punk, like I feel like you don't want to be mainstream. Like that's their whole thing.
Yeah, you don't want to sell out.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a sellout, bro.
Yeah.
You don't want 38-year-old podcasters listening to your shit.
No, absolutely not.
It's your underground shit, dude. You know, fuck the man.
Fuck the man.
Fuck mom and dad.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dad. That's punk. So listening through Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, angry Blink-182 is the best Blink-182 in my opinion. Like they've got other songs that are obvious hits, but they're like kind of silly. You know, like What's My Age Again? Perfect example. Like it's like a fun party song. But when their angry, sad shit hits so much harder for me because again, this is aimed at like early teenagers and like you know, I was angry and sad. So my favorite angry tracks off Take Off Your Pants and Jacket are Reckless Abandon, Stay Together for the Kids, and Shut Up. The whole album bangs though. I just want to be clear. Those are just my 3 favorite angry tracks. Okay. And in listening through this, I realized, like, I don't think I ever had enough appreciation or respect for how good of a drummer Travis Barker was, or still
He's like
maybe still is.
Like an all-time drummer. I
Yeah,
feel
like universally respected.
Yeah.
As a drummer, and yeah, like I don't know what you call it, but like his drum line or the shit that he's dropping on these tracks brings so much to the like it elevates the entire fucking song. The dude was killing it, which then reminded me of like the fact that he survived a fucking plane crash.
This was before it
was 2008.
I didn't know who he was back then.
Yeah, so he and DJ AM were on a plane that crashed in South Carolina and killed 4 other people on board. He and DJ AM were the only survivors, and this was in 2008. It was a Learjet 60, so like a small little Learjet. And he was in the hospital for weeks recovering from his injuries. He had 3rd-degree burns on 65% of his body. And then, what I didn't know about this, looking into it, all as a result of this weird tangent I've gone on musically where I'm jamming Blink-182 from 2001, he like really struggled with the mental health side of this after surviving. He had survivor's guilt, PTSD, fear of flying, and had to deal with all of that as a result of the plane crash as well, which kind of, you know, ties in. It's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah.
It's almost over. We got 4 more days to be aware of our mental health, men. Be aware. Lock in. And now Travis Barker is married to Kourtney Kardashian, which sneaky, maybe the best looking Kardashian? Because I don't think Kim counts.
No.
She was built in a lab by the world's top scientists. But Kourtney's not bad looking. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, Kourtney.
Yeah.
Kourtney.
Yep.
And in looking into this, I saw a photo of a 2025 photo of Khloe Kardashian. And the most recent updated version of her I have in my head is the one from like when she was dating Lamar Odom.
Yeah.
And she looks nothing like that now.
No. Completely
she looks
different.
like a completely different person. Like if you told me that she died and they got a body double and switched her out, like I'd buy into that theory.
Dude,
that's how different she looks.
She almost looks like Haley Steinfeld in some of these.
Yeah. Except taller.
Yeah.
And thicker.
And blonde hair, yeah.
Yeah. Crazy family though, these people. With the plastic surgery, dude.
Yeah.
They're all over it.
No.
So, shout out to Travis Barker.
Shout out Travis Barker.
It's a perilous journey getting into that Kardashian family. I hope things are going well for him.
Is it
Scott Disick her ex?
Yes.
Oh, so he's got to deal with that.
Yeah. But I mean, Timothy Chalamet has to deal with Travis Scott and who else?
That whore, Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Fucking slut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tyga. Yeah, you don't want to follow up that.
No.
That's rough. Is he like an OnlyFans guy now?
That wouldn't shock me.
I'm pretty sure he makes porn. Moving on. I've gotten in 2 FitBod workouts so far this week, Kade. But I didn't work out at all last week because I was sick. I think I actually went 10 days without a workout, which is too long for my brain. And I am sore as shit right now. My whole fucking body hurts as a result. Feels good to be sore, though. The good kind of sore. The kind of sore that lets you know you're getting huge. And what better time than summer to get huge? When you work out, you need variety in your routine, and that variety needs to be sustainable. For years, I did pretty much the same thing every time I worked out, and it was not doing anything for me or my body. I plateaued hard. That's why I love today's sponsor, FitBod, so much. FitBod customizes every workout and adapts as you improve to avoid boredom and plateaus on your journey to getting your bod fit. It's an app. You download it in the App Store. And then you basically put in like your goals, and whether you want to do strength training or circuit training or general fitness or powerlifting or Olympic weightlifting. They actually updated the app recently to give you even more options. You put in what equipment you have at your disposal, if any. You don't have to have any. It'll give you body weight workouts to do if you don't. And then it'll serve you up workouts for every day. You put out how many you want to do each week. I have done now 322 FitBod workouts. I'll be doing my 3rd of the week today, and I love it. As a result of FitBod, I'm in the best shape of my life. People have started calling me Ripped Ross. Some call me Fit Bill. Occasionally when I'm in public, someone will shout at me, "You killed Bill Chungus." With every episode or every exercise FitBod serves you, there's a how-to video breakdown with an expert showing you exactly how to do each movement. It's basically like a personal trainer in your pocket. Also a text description of each movement to help you understand what you're doing. So no matter your level of expertise in the gym, you are good. I've got my app pulled up now. The workout I'll be doing today is deadlifts. Ugh. Always rough. Close grip bench press, dumbbell skull crushers, dumbbell rear delt raises, back flies, seated tricep press, and Russian twists. Got to get those in there, you know? Can't wait to get huge. FitBod is like having a personal trainer in your pocket that builds you a fully personalized workout. It lets you select your fitness goals, like how many workouts you want to do each week, what you want to focus on, your experience level, and it crafts personalized workouts just for you. Level up your workout. Join FitBod today to get your personalized workout plan. Get 25% off your subscription or try the app free for 7 days at fitbod.me/Ross. That's fitbod.me/ROSS for 25% off your subscription or try the app free for 7 days. If you've been on the fence, like I hear Ross talk about this a lot, he posts about it a lot on his Instagram stories. 7 days free. What do you have to lose? Maybe you'll love it like I do, and it'll change your whole perspective on shit. Speaking of getting fit, been taking my probiotics for I'm like a month in.
Your poop pills.
My poop pills.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're legit helping me to feel better on a day-to-day basis.
Minus last week.
Well, yeah. That wasn't the probiotics' fault. That was the children. They infected me with their sickness. But unfortunately, when I run out of these probiotics in a month, I won't have any more because the company I got them from shut down.
Bummer.
So my wife found a new company, as I mentioned at some point recently, and she ordered us 2 new poop kits. They make these probiotics by using your poop. They don't put your poop in the probiotics, to be clear. They test your poop to see what's like missing from your gut biome and your diet, and which ties to general wellness on the whole, but also is like your gut biome is very important for your mental health. People have been telling me this for a decade, and I'm always like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to have to eat good. Point is, I got a new test kit, thanks to my wife, and I have to do a new poop test. And I don't want to.
I mean, you didn't want to do it the last one either.
No, it took me, a year and a half before I finally did it. I had the test for a year and a half before I finally did it. And it's happening again. The cycle is just repeating itself. When they show up, my wife does it that day, sends hers off, so her probiotics are already getting made. Mine's been sitting here for weeks now, just sitting on my bathroom counter. I see it every morning, which I'm now a morning shitter for some reason.
Okay.
I was a night guy. I recently switched to mornings, maybe as a result of the probiotics.
I'm like a 10:30, 11, like early afternoon.
When you hit your coffee.
Yeah, after my coffee, that's when it hits.
I don't fuck with coffee anymore, so mine just, for whatever reason, my system is now like within an hour of waking up is when I poo. But I don't want to dabble with my poo in the morning. It's not how I want to start my day, It's not as gross as it sounds. You basically, you put like a net over your toilet and you shit into it, and then you like scoop a little of your poo off and put it into this like scientific vial. And
test tube.
Scientific vial. Screw the cap on and you mail it off so they can use your poo to make you some probiotics. But I just can't bring myself to do it again.
It does sound like a lot of work in the morning.
It's a lot, and it's kind of just gnarly, and I just don't want to. So I'm back in this phase where really the only reason I'm bringing this up for a minute is so that I can try to motivate myself to play with my poo so I can get these probiotics done, dude. And because I have another poop thing I want to discuss here.
And you can't send them like the
other companies'
like test results. Yeah.
No, they don't. Like I guess I probably could. I don't know. That's a good point, Kade. Because I did get like a full breakdown of like their discoveries.
Yeah. Hey, this is what's in my poop.
But I'm betting their company policy is like, we don't do that. You have to send us your poo.
Right. Because you could send someone else's.
Right. You could lie.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd want to do that, but they need that poo though. They want it. It's like a huge part of their business.
They have to have that poo.
They covet your poo. Mm-hmm. The other poop-related topic for today is that back in 2013, and at some point we did a Stuff to Wikipedia When You're High about this. It was part of the reason I was so adverse to going on a cruise. Because there's all these horror stories of shit that have happened on cruises.
Literal
no pun
shit,
intended.
Yeah.
And in 2013, there was what is now known as the Poop Cruise, where 4,000 passengers got stranded at sea on this cruise ship. They didn't have power, they didn't have plumbing, and the plumbing started to overflow, and so there was just poo and pee like running through the hallways and all over the boat. And worst case scenario, stuck at sea with 3,999 strangers, gnarly cruise goers, and there's shit everywhere. And Netflix did a documentary about it. I believe
Let's do a documentary about anything.
I believe it's actually called, this was a Carnival cruise. It's called Trainwreck Poop Cruise.
Oh, so this
I
is
think
like
it's
a
a
series because they did that for Woodstock '99. I think it's called like Trainwreck.
Was that also Trainwreck?
I believe so.
Well, that was a badass documentary. That one.
I like that
Woodstock
one.
'99
I like that one a lot.
Badass
so
doc.
Fucked,
Glad I wasn't there.
Yeah. They also had a lot of poop stuff in that one too.
Oh, they did, yeah. They had some problems with the porta potties and such.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so this is like, I've seen the trailer basically, and they like interview all these people who were there. They've got footage and stuff from it and photos, and I think I'm going to have to watch this. Probably not in the morning though.
No. I think this. I'm probably got to pass.
You're not in for the poop cruise?
No, it's not really my cup of tea. I don't think.
It's barely longer than episode 7 of The Bear season 4.
Yeah, but there's no poop in the bear. I don't think.
This might be really funny though, dude.
I'm not denying it's gonna be funny, but I just don't.
You don't want it.
I don't need those images and videos in my head, or else I'm gonna have a dream about that being stuck on the poop cruise.
God, why'd you put that out there for one of us is gonna have it now? In other entertainment news, this morning it was announced that Amazon MGM Studios tapped Denis Villeneuve to direct the next James Bond movie.
Huge.
Very excited about this because I'm a big James Bond guy.
I've watched one, but like I've never.
You've seen one James Bond movie?
Mm-hmm. I think it was.
Which one?
What's his name? I want to say it's Casino Royale, but I could be
Daniel
wrong.
Craig?
Oh yeah. It's a Daniel Craig one, but
Casino Royale.
James Wright, is that his name?
Casino Royale is the first Daniel Craig one.
No, not James Wright. The dude from Westworld and The Last of Us and
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright. He's in it.
Yeah, I think he's in all the Daniel Craig ones.
Okay, never mind that.
So that doesn't help much.
Doesn't
Was it in
help.
the Bahamas? Were they playing poker?
They were playing poker, yes.
Was Mads Mikkelsen the dude that bleeds out of his eye?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think I was like half watching.
Okay,
I
what
wasn't
the
very
fuck,
long.
dude?
I know.
And that's the only James Bond movie you've ever seen?
Yeah. But I am excited for this one.
As you've gone back and been hitting these like black and white movies and shit, at no point have you been curious about seeing one of the old James Bonds?
No, I mean...
Some of them are really good, and the other ones are so bad that they're really funny because they're just god-awful.
Okay.
Some of the old ones
Yeah.
are just absurd.
I know the new ones are, or like the newest ones are solid.
Yeah, dude. Casino Royale is like one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. And there's at least 2 other Daniel Craig ones that are super badass.
Okay.
One was kind of meh, but, you know. You got
I mean, not everyone
do
can get
Pierce
home
Brosnan, Goldeneye? You never saw Goldeneye?
No, we just haven't seen any of them.
Pull it together, man.
You're right. I know. I need to get better.
Anyway, I'm stoked about this because the James Bond movies, when they're made right with actual quality creatives behind them, are some of my favorite movies. And I loved the Daniel Craig era. It was great. I've seen some chatter online like it's pathetic that Denis Villeneuve has to go from like Dune, which is pre-existing IP,
Yeah.
to Bond, which is pre-existing IP. But my counter argument is I'm just glad it's good IP.
Yeah.
You know? He's not going and making the fucking Kool-Aid movie. Let's put it that way.
I feel like you would crush a Kool-Aid movie. Though.
Yeah, I would watch anything he did, to be clear. But so now we got the director, but we still don't know who James Bond is going to be.
No, and there's so many like, oh, this would be the perfect James Bond.
For years
cat.
now we've been doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Robert Pattinson would have been great, but he's already Batman.
Yeah.
Like he's from London.
Mm-hmm.
He's English,
Sure.
you know? And he's got the vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Like his character in Tenet,
Yeah.
You know,
major James Bond vibes.
he could do
Yeah.
he could do Bond, but I don't think that's on the table. I don't think that's a
I
possibility.
feel like he's so booked right now too.
Yeah, busy guy.
Yeah.
What's the other thing he's doing?
He's in the new Christopher Nolan movie.
Oh, the Odyssey?
The Odyssey, yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that turns out. It's kind
That's
of
a
an
crazy cast.
It's an insane thing to try to tackle.
Yeah.
The Odyssey. A lot of people over the past couple of years have mentioned they want Idris Elba
Yep.
as the next Bond, but I genuinely don't think they can do that. The racists would absolutely lose their fucking minds.
Yeah. It's crazy because he's such a talented actor.
Oh,
too.
he would crush.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But for whatever reason.
Black James Bond would break society.
Yeah.
They may still do it. I don't know, but I'm just saying. I
I
think
saw
that seems like a really risky move considering there's already so much negativity, even about good stuff,
yeah.
that the racists would destroy all the
Oh
vibes.
yeah, they'd review bomb the hell out of it. Another one I saw was Theo James.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's like bad boy looking enough though. You got to have a little edge to you.
You don't think he has edge?
He just looks like an underwear model.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, he is an underwear model, I'm pretty sure, but
Yeah, I don't know if that would fly for. I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah.
This is why it's tough to pick a Bond.
and you said they. Well, I mean, they don't have to be British, but he is British.
James Bond is historically British.
Okay.
Now, if they made him not British, then it would really be
That'd
the
be
worst decision
whatever.
perhaps of all time. Nicholas Hoult is one I've seen thrown out there.
Okay.
And again, he's like sort of I don't know. I don't know if he can pull off the.
Yeah, I don't see that. I've seen Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's in the new 28 Years Later movie. He's been in a bunch of stuff.
Okay, because you have to kind of have like a coldness to you.
Yeah.
You know, Bond is a cold dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's got no soul. That's why he could show him naked. You know, his childhood fucked him up. He's traumatized.
Mm-hmm.
He can't love, Kade.
Yeah, I do know he pulls a lot. That is one thing about James Bond I know.
That was like the main thing about him back in the day.
Yeah.
But
But you can never love
sexist.
any of them.
Every woman he had sex with would die within 20 minutes on screen. Not because of his dick, but like,
Other reasons.
you know, she'd get shot or like covered
Yeah.
in gold paint.
Oh, that's a tough way to go out.
Yeah, you just got to watch the movies.
Okay. Was that the GoldenEye movie?
No, that was Goldfinger. There's a lot of gold.
So much gold.
I love gold. You've seen fucking
Well,
Austin
yeah.
Powers 2 and you haven't seen the goddamn movies that inspired it? Unbelievable, dude. Henry Cavill, no.
No.
Nah.
He could be a villain,
Yes. Great call.
but nah.
The dude who played Robb Stark was also rumored as being highly considered. I think he's too small. But then again, Daniel Craig was a small dude, but Daniel Craig is jacked or was jacked for that role.
I feel like Robert Stark dude could be. He could
He
get
could get
swole.
jacked?
I mean, anyone can get jacked.
He's more slight than Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig's like kind of a thick boy, a thick, short king. Let's just talk about men's bodies. Well, regardless of who Bond ends up being, Denis Villeneuve is going to direct it, so it's probably going to be badass. And we've got that to look forward to probably in like 2029.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
Just got to stay alive. Avoid the nuclear winter.
Yep.
Stay alive, Cade. In other news, the Oklahoma City Thunder won the NBA championship on Sunday evening, and within like 10 minutes, and I mean this,
Yep.
within like 10 minutes, people were trying to diminish the accomplishment.
Shocked.
Which, you know, like during the 2020 season when they played in the bubble,
Yeah.
that made sense. I get it. It wasn't fair, and I know you were angry as a Lakers or a LeBron fan, but people were like, "This doesn't even count."
Yeah.
That's kind of the vibe people were trying to bring to the Thunder winning.
Mm-hmm.
I think, in large part, because Halliburton went down.
Right. And
Game
it's
7?
a huge like, what if you played the whole game because he was going off in the first?
So people are basically writing this off like not everybody. People who are smart and have a head on their shoulders and are not psychotic, you know, respect the fact that the Thunder won the title. But people are writing it off like it doesn't count. Like there's like an asterisk next to it. I'm like, no, they're the best team all year during the regular season. They had the MVP in SGA. Great coaching. Not a super team.
Nope.
Not a bunch of like fucking, you know, perennial all-stars cobbled together.
Yeah.
Mostly young guys, super young team, one of the youngest teams to ever win a championship, certainly the youngest in recent memory. But the negativity was so strong online that I was literally shocked. And it just made me like the Thunder more, seeing all these. We're at this point now where if I see something getting bashed online, like I saw the Bear last night, I actually enjoy it more.
Yeah. No, I'm the
Just,
same way.
just to spite those the nonstop career haters that are out there, and there's a lot of them online. It's most of the internet at this point. So I just couldn't believe that, man, and it also reminded me that like our country doesn't. We love to build people up, but just to tear them down, right?
Right.
Like, look no further than American sports for proof this country is comprised of a bunch of salty-ass haters and detractors. We love to hate. It's kind of what we're best at. We hate each other as well,
Yep.
which is unfortunate. Just the greatest haters in the history of humanity here in America.
No one hates like us.
No one. Moving on. When you're starting a business or running a startup, it can be incredibly intimidating and lonely because you're wearing so many different hats. Suddenly you're the marketing department, but you're also in charge of merchandising. You've created the content. You're the HR department. It's ridiculous. Finding the right tool that not only helps you out by taking things off your plate, but by simplifying everything can be such a game changer for millions of businesses. That tool is today's next sponsor, Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started like one of our sponsors, Chill Country. Get started with your own design studio with hundreds of ready-to-use templates. Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand's style. Then accelerate your content creation. Shopify is packed with helpful AI tools that write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography. Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you with Shopify. Easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into reality with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/RBP. That's shopify.com/RBP, lowercase RBP, I would add. Shopify.com/RBP, all lowercase, to get that $1 per month trial. So every week on patreon.com/Ross Bolin Podcast, Kade and I drop an ad-free, exclusive, all-new episode of our show just for our supporters who are subscribed to our Patreon page. We take hotline calls from listeners, get into some more personal shit that is maybe not appropriate for the public show, which we definitely did this week. Great Kade hookup story in there. Generally, we have ourselves a really good time. Patreon is simply a platform that allows people who are fans of a show like ours to go and support that show in exchange for more of that show and exclusive access to that show. Ours is patreon.com/Ross Bolin Podcast. It's $5 a month to join the RBP gang and gain access to those new episodes we drop every week. Again, they're ad-free episodes. A lot of the time we take hotline calls from listeners. We have a blast. And just $5 to get in there, and you gain access to our entire backlog, hundreds of episodes of RBP you've never heard before if you've never been on Patreon, on patreon.com/Ross Bolin Podcast. So today we're going to let you listen to some of this week's episode as a little teaser, a little slap and tickle, in an effort to get more of you to go support our show on patreon.com/Ross Bolin Podcast. Here it is. Enjoy.
Ross, Cadet Kade, it's your boy Corey, the chocolate sensation sweeping the nation, back at it again. It's been a while since I've called in, and I'm on a long drive right now back to Atlanta, Georgia, so I can go home. It's about 10:30 right now, and I just had like a random thought come on my mind. I was hoping that you guys could help me give a very public and personal fuck you to Ethan Zuckerman, the creator of the pop-up ad, because why the fuck would you do that? Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Because of this man, I am now paying for YouTube Premium, formerly known as YouTube Red, which probably got associated with RedTube quite a bit back in the day. Like, and I understand that he's apologized publicly to the world for creating that, but why don't we have a solution? I mean, at least to my knowledge, I feel like him or someone else should have created some kind of software now that would stop these things. Like, these ads are menaces, man. Like, my immersion is constantly interrupted unless I come out of pocket for it. And it's just really grinding my gears right now, especially on this trip. You know, I just feel like we have the technology and this is something that can be solved. And even if it was an app and I had to pay like one time for it, I would do it. I'm so tired of it. Like, my ADHD needs this immersion, okay? When you fuck up my concentration, like, all hell breaks loose in my mind, and there's already a Japanese game show going on up there 24/7. I don't know. I'm just ranting and raving right now as I'm driving. I got about 4.5 hours left, so, you know. But yeah, you know, interested to hear your thoughts. Gang, gang.
Corey, the chocolate sensation sweeping the nation, back again. Great call. Great call. Love the energy. Call in more, dude. Okay, I didn't know this, that the creator of the pop-up ad, Ethan Zuckerman, publicly apologized for inventing it. I love when inventors later apologize for their inventions, though. Mm-hmm. Like, famously, the one that always pops up into my mind, do you know what I'm going to say? The dude who made K-Cups.
Oh, no.
Like the little coffee pods?
Yeah.
He has since said he regrets it because they're trash for the environment. Like they're a huge problem.
Right.
I
was thinking Oppenheimer.
I don't think he ever.
Well, he didn't apologize, but like
he was conflicted.
Yeah,
he was
like,
conflicted.
Fuck, I probably shouldn't have done this.
Yeah, may have ruined the world.
Yeah,
which yet to be determined. we're coming awfully close to finding out, though. Every day we get a little bit closer, So maybe we'll find out soon. He's no longer around to have to see that downfall. Unfortunately, that's the one thing. If you're gonna invent something that fucks us all, you should have to live through it, like the pop-up ad guy is. You know how many times he's probably gone to watch porn and had to deal with incessant pop-ups and been like, God damn it, why did I do this to the world?
He does look like a guy that watches a lot.
He looks like a dude who watches entirely too much porn. No one on earth has ever looked more like they like porn than Ethan Zuckerman. In fact, you have to Google his name, Ethan Zuckerman, and look at this fucking guy. Just shave it off, dude.
Yeah.
He's got if he had his hair in a ponytail and you saw him from straight forward, you would think he was totally bald. But no. No. He's got long ass hair, but only on the back half of his head. And he looks like he's an absolute gooner. But that's the guy who invented the pop-up, and he apologized for it, apparently. YouTube Premium. Man, now that we fuck around on YouTube so much, because Jared started Formula Bone as a YouTube-based show, and obviously podcasting has moved a lot in the direction of video, I spend a lot of time on YouTube. Because we put up YouTube shorts for Banging the Can and Oysters, Clams, and Cockles in particular. RBP is the one show we haven't really figured out a YouTube strategy for or merged over to that platform. And it sucks getting it makes me kind of want to pay for YouTube Premium.
A little bit, but I refuse.
I won't do it.
I don't want to give him my money.
I don't want to do it either. And the other reason is I watch Blippi. He's on YouTube.
Okay.
And Miss Rachel, she's on YouTube. She also has some episodes on Netflix now, but that's neither here nor there. Most of her content is on YouTube. So my kids watch YouTube a lot. And every time a fucking ad pops up, I'm usually letting them watch Blippi or Miss Rachel so that I can get something done, like work or cooking dinner. Chili. I should just say cooking chili. I cooked chili again last night.
God.
But then every fucking 3 minutes, my son yells, Dad, I want to watch Blippi. That's not Blippi. And I look over and it's like a commercial for Blackstone or something, or a fucking construction company. And I'm like, God damn it. And I have to get out my phone, go over to the remote and hit skip ad because we don't pay for YouTube Premium.
And sometimes it won't even let you skip the ad.
No, sometimes it just gives you a fucking counter.
Yeah.
It says 60 seconds. And I wish the counter didn't even exist. Don't put the number up there. It makes it worse.
Yeah, because now I'm just counting down, just waiting.
And sometimes you get one that's 120 seconds. If you have Peacock, every once in a while there's something I want to watch on Peacock.
Yeah.
And I don't pay for premium. Or I pay for the tier where you still get ads, I guess, which is fucking insane. And it'll do 120 seconds worth of commercials. And it's the closest I come to killing myself is during that 120 seconds.
Yeah. I wish for the companies that do ads for Hulu or Disney Plus or Peacock or whatever, I wish they would just do them all at the beginning.
Yeah, just knock them out so I can go take a piss, fill up my water, make popcorn, get a fucking snack.
Yeah. Get all your shit done, and then you can just watch your show.
That would be great.
But now you get these little minute and a half ad breaks every 10 minutes. And now I'm just oh, that's phone scrolling time. And then the show comes back and I'm missing stuff.
And they're so random.
Yeah.
You should see the ads we get served watching Blippi. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm fighting the urge to talk more about Blippi right now. I'm going to win out.
It's a lot of Blackstone and construction ads.
Well, because a lot of the Blippi videos are Blippi goes to a construction site and drives an excavator.
Okay, so it's these 2-year-olds want to get into construction.
Yeah, the algorithm isn't perfect. It's selling a construction equipment to a 2-year-old. He's going to buy a bulldozer. Or a fucking... There's a song called Excavator that Blippi sings. It is so catchy.
Goes. It's a
banger. It's now in my head. All right, that's all you get for free. Go subscribe now. Patreon, patreon.com/Ross Bolin Podcast to check out this week's full ad-free exclusive episode and gain access to hundreds of episodes of RBP you have never heard before. If you've never been on Patreon, it means a lot to us. Shout out to the 500 plus of you that are already on Patreon. It means so much to us and our ability to continue this show. Appreciate you. And that will do it for today's show. Follow us on social media. You can search the Ross Bolin Podcast on TikTok, on Instagram, on Threads, on Twitter. Follow Kade at Kade Orris, Kadeorris on Instagram and on X. Okay, I'm not going to call it that. I was just trying it on.
Yeah, I was like, why did you?
It's been a while.
Why did you say Twitter for
the
show's
show,
handles and then
but you've X?
Yeah.
I don't know. Gave it some edge. It's the everything app, Kade. Follow me at WR Bolin on Instagram and Twitter. If you're an F1 fan, check out Formula Bone, Jared J. Bone Borislow's F1 show that drops weekly with recaps and previews of all the races all season long. You can watch on youtube.com/@FormulaBone. You can listen on the podcast platforms. Follow at Formula Bone on all the social media platforms as well. If you're watching the Bears Season 4 and you want to hear me discuss that with my dear friend, Mr. Barrett Dudley, check out Oysters, Clams, and Cockles. Like I said, we're doing episodes 1 through 3 of the Bears Season 4 next week on OCC, as it is known. You can follow Oysters, Clams, and Cockles on all the social media platforms as well, and you can also watch on YouTube. If you're a Houston sports fan, check out Banging the Can, my Houston sports podcast, where I discuss the latest in the world of Houston sports, whether it be the Rockets trading for Kevin Durant or the Astros hot streak, which has continued during this most recent series against the Phillies. Great stuff from the Stros this year. Banging the Can is it's a visual show. Kade makes us some great graphics, does some really cool editing that you can see on youtube.com/@bangingthecan, but it's also available on podcast platforms. Until next time, we'll be back soon, next week. Until then, remember, you are not alone. Peace be with you.
And also with you.